Hi everyone, and welcome to the third, episode of r slash engineering resumes video edits. I'm Emily, and we are going to look at another resume today. The user Eagle Eye 97 has generously donated his resume for the editing, so thank you to him or her. We are going to get started. So first off, I see a summary. I see Microsoft Office. I see some soft skills. I see bold font. I see navy blue font. But I see soft skills in multiple places. All right, let's just get right into it. So I don't know if you watched the other two videos, but I'm not a fan of the summaries. I think that everything in the summaries should be shown in your experience sections. Summaries are great if you are super experienced and you have multiple pages of resume. If you've been working for 15 years, done a lot of stuff, then hey, maybe nobody wants to read, your 2-page resume or 3-page resume. A summary is a good thing for that. But for a 1-page resume, you don't need a summary. You can just, get right into the work experience section. So honestly, I think it's just filler. So that's why I suggest to take it out. Starting at work experience here. Okay, so QA test engineer. QA, I'm guessing, is quality assurance, which is okay because that's pretty industry standard. Evaluated the quality and functionality of the products by conducting task analysis, creating test plans, and acceptance tests, which resulted in 20% quicker task completion compared to earlier team statistics. Okay, that's fine. I don't love it because I don't know what they mean by task analysis. Let's see. Let me get what do you mean by this? I'm going to put a little question mark. Creating test plans. I know what test plans are, and acceptance tests. And it's good that they say 20%. The 20%, I like quantitative details. So that's awesome that you can see the direct results of this person's work, but I still don't really know what they did by task analysis. But that's okay. We're gonna move on. Collaborated with development team for compliance testing and on improving user experience scores. So collaborated is, I guess it's a good verb, but I still don't know what specifically this person did. What did you do? I'm going to do a smaller. What did you specifically do? Executed cross-platform monitoring. That sounds like a bunch of bull to me. scheduled regression tasks, and identified key performance indicators to assess and improve the testing procedures. No comma. And quality of product. So I took a lean course in college, and they use a lot of buzzwords. And I understand that maybe, QA people, and, more, Six Sigma people are okay with using these words and like these buzzwords, but I personally don't. But I mean, it's not my area of expertise, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Well, I guess I just said something about it, but I'm not going to like mark it off as wrong or, unclear. But executed cross-platform monitoring means, like, to me, it means, hey, I looked at these different things. And that's like not much of an action. I'd rather like hear about specific instances of stuff that you did and what happened as a result. But again, it's not my area of expertise, so I'm not gonna really change anything there, I don't think. Operations intern, let's see what we got here. Conducted strategic analysis and created solutions. This is the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard. No, I'm just kidding. That was a little exaggeratory. It's just like, what did you do? Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. What? Here, let's zoom in. Did you do? Strategic analysis and created solutions. Again, that doesn't mean anything to me. It's like saying I did stuff and I achieved the target growth rate of 6%. I'm going to write how as well. Analyze data to optimize the fleet management system. What data? Number one. Whoop. What data? To optimize the fleet management system, resulting in a 12% increase in vehicle utilization. Strange use of bold. Obviously, the previous bolded target growth rate of 6%, but in this one, they only bolded the number and not the increase in vehicle utilization. Did they just look at who was driving, which, trucks at which point and say, hey, Bob and Sally are taking a break at the same time. Maybe they should alternate breaks and, be a little bit more productive or something like that. Again, I don't know what this person did. Okay, let's move on. Improved the planning and scheduling of maintenance routines by analyzing the performance statistics of vehicles, which resulted in an increase of 7% in fleet efficiency and predicted cost savings of over $28,000. Again, this is awesome that they're putting in quantitative numbers because I love it. And it gives me solid numbers to grasp on, but everything else seems so generic. I don't really know what they mean by analyzing the performance statistics of the vehicles. Did you just look at all the times that these packages were delivered? Which, I don't even know if they're delivering packages. I don't even know what they're doing. Maybe they're maintenance routines. Maybe the vehicles are getting fixed. I want to know what they noticed. So they looked at these performance statistics. Okay. What did they notice? Why were they able to have that increase in fleet efficiency? What did you notice, and how did you improve? How did they figure out what do they do to cause the 7% in fleet efficiency? I have no idea. All right, graduate engineer trainee supply chain. More supply chain stuff. Sorry, it's just not my expertise, but I'm trying. Member of quality improvement project. All right, number 1, we need to start everything with an action verb. Everything else has been started with an action verb. But this guy. Okay. Okay, so this quality improvement project to improve the internal supply chain by, oh gosh, PDCA, Kaizen, and lean manufacturing principles. Okay, I see that this is a multiple sentence bullet point. That is generally frowned upon unless it's a very specific circumstance, which I don't think this is. I think that they can either combine the two sentences somehow by using, word magic, or split them into 2 different bullet points. Let's read more a little bit. This result was a 17. Okay, so the result of this project was a 17% reduction in WIP inventory, which I guess is work in progress, lower downtime, and prediction savings of $3,000. Again, strange use of bold. They don't bold predictive savings. They only bold $300,000 over a period of 6 months throughout the plant. Okay. Again, I would say combine into one sentence. I hope they watch this video because I'm saying some things verbally and not writing them down. I'm trying my best though. So honestly, this bullet point is weak to me. It tells me that they were a member of this project, but it doesn't tell me what they specifically did. They say what the project did, which is fine, and the project had these, positive, results, but I don't get to hear about how awesome they are and how awesome their specific, additions to this project were. Maybe, but let's read them on. Maybe it gets, more specific. Conducted time studies and value stream mapping. I'm not a supply chain person, so I don't really know exactly what those things are, but I can guess. To identify bottlenecks and implemented line balancing, reducing the waiting time between the mixing and extruding sections by 8%. So this is awesome because this is a lot more specific. I like this bullet point a lot more. I think it's a lot stronger because you get exactly what this person did specifically. Why? So what did they do? They conducted the time studies and the value stream mapping. Why? To find the bottlenecks and to figure out, how they can balance the assembly lines, I'm guessing is what that means. And they reduced the waiting time between these 2 sections. And obviously reducing time means, more profit, which is always great. Conducted the process. They actually, I didn't learn a lot from my lean course, but I learned that You forgot effects. Failure mode effects analysis, I think. Hopefully I remember that correctly. To confirm the mixing section, mixing should not be capitalized. It's not super special. Do you have a high RPN? I'm guessing RPN is a common lean quality supply chain thing. So this mixing section had RPN. This was bad. This problem was resolved by updating production plans and organizing. Perhaps reorganizing would be a better word here. So let's add a little re, because I'm sure it was like, slightly organized to begin with. The layout of the WIP buffer area. So what did they do? This person conducted the FMEA. And they found out that, hey, the mixing section, it's got a problem. What are we going to do about it? We're going to update production plans and reorganize the layout of the buffered area. But there's no result here. There's results in almost all of the other bullet points, but not this one. How much did it help? Give me some quantitative numbers. Give me, an 8% again. I don't know. So it says the problem was resolved, but what are the results of that resolved problem? Did you save the company money? Did you, do something like that? And the final bullet point is quite weak. Contributed to the environmental health and safety program. That doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me that you did anything. Contributed to, what did you do? Did you write a paper? Did you show up to meetings? Did you, occasionally sleep through meetings? I don't know. So I would say either be more detailed or delete it. Be more detailed or delete. I think they honestly could. I guess they are deleting a lot of stuff, so maybe they can't afford to delete it. But, that's one. Okay, let's look at this education section. They got their master's in industrial engineering. Okay, and it looks like they are listing their projects and stuff in these dashes bullet points. Developed interface design prototype using a product development process for a technology product. Technology product doesn't mean shit. Technology product. What? I have no idea what you mean when you say technology product. Maybe it's if it's proprietary or patentable, say that, but you have to give me a little bit more than technology product. Honestly, I'm going to say it right now. This person just needs to take the education section, make it an academic experience section, and list it just like the work experience. I want to see more details in these just already off the bat. There's definitely not enough detail here. If you did something cool, even if it's in, school, it's still something cool. I want to hear about it. I want to hear about what you did. I want to hear about how you did it. I want to hear what your awesome results were. Let's move on to the next one. Simulated and optimized a workspace knowledge using Arena System Modeling Tool. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if that's just the mechanical engineer in me, and if I was maybe an industrial engineer, I would know. But I don't know why they did it. I don't know how I guess I do know how they did it. They used, this modeling tool. But I don't know, optimize is such a generic word. Because a lot of things, like everything can be optimized to different variables. I don't know what variables you're optimizing it to. I don't know, maybe the like relationship plateaus and that's the optimization. I don't know. But besides the point. Okay, project on. So again, you need to start with action verb. Action verb. On autonomous, I don't know why autonomous is capitalized. Same with interface design. This shouldn't be capitalized. Navigation of an RC vehicle by implying computer vision and deep learning in MATLAB. Deep learning, again, and computer vision. That doesn't really mean anything to me. Maybe elaborating a little bit more would help. Like computer vision, like did you use sensors? What kind of sensors did you use? Why did you use those sensors? Deep learning, does it have like a machine learning algorithm going on there? Does it, learn from its environment? Does it, try to map out its environment? I don't really know what this RC vehicle is doing. And also you just say project on. What did you specifically do? Did you write these codes? Were you on a team that wrote these codes? If you're on a team, how many team members were there? I want more details here, I think. Conducted a life cycle assessment. If life cycle assessment is a common acronym like LCA, then it's okay to capitalize it. If it's not, then it shouldn't be capitalized. I'm going to assume, I'm silly. Looking down here, open LCA, I guess it's okay. Of an electric vehicle with cradle to grave approach. That is a big buzz phrase, I suppose. Again, I want more details. I want more detail. All right, so are we done this section? Yeah, so there's 2 little projects under his bachelor's or her bachelor's. Designed and developed. I think they just used this ampersand because they were running out of space. But you need to lowercase this if it's going to be a sentence, If they do the whole, make it similar to this work experience section and kind of, write out more on these bullet points, then it'll be better. Portable rail drilling machine. It's not a common acronym, so it's not going to be capitalized. With 30% faster cycle time. Faster than what? Faster than what? Designed and developed faster than what? How did you improve it? How did you improve? Tools. What tools did you use? Organize a technical workshop on Altair HyperWorks for SAE. That can be taken out. It doesn't take mechanical engineering skill to organize a meeting or a workshop. I guess it does take leadership skills and some time management skills. Then I guess you have to talk to the people, but it's kind of squishy. It's not like simulating or designing, something like that. So I think this could be deleted. If you need more space. And honestly, I hope this person takes my suggestion and makes an academic, experience and kind of expands on these bullet points, because they do have so much experience, and they just like those little bullet points under their masters are legitimate experience, and they should be using those. I don't know if this is just a Six Sigma thing, but again, soft skills. I'm not a big fan of soft skills. Let me restate that. I'm not a fan of listing soft skills outright. I want you to show me your soft skills. Show me in experience section. Don't tell me that, well, I guess that it's true. They've actually have already done this in a few instances. So they said, they list user experience here, right here. In their work experience, the first or second bullet point in their QA test engineer, they say, oh, they work on improving user experience scores. You don't need to list it twice. I can see that by reading that you've, worked on improving these user experience scores, that you have experience with user experience. Same thing with Microsoft Office. I am not a fan of putting Microsoft Office on your resume. Make sure these are listed. Here, let me list by relevancy, I would say. Why don't I like Microsoft Office? It's because in order to graduate college, you need to be able to use Microsoft Office. So by graduating college, I can assume that you know Microsoft Office. So I really don't think it needs to be listed. I know some people argue that, hey, I need to make sure I get through the filters or whatever for this job. If this job is gonna, disqualify you because you don't list Microsoft Office, like that's just really stupid. You shouldn't care, because everybody knows Microsoft Office. Again, this stuff you can delete. Not that I don't care that he was captain of his high school soccer team. It's just not telling me that this person is, it's not giving me any more information about their engineering experience and their engineering capabilities. Yes, it tells me a little bit about their soft skills, that, hey, they can captain a high school soccer team, or maybe they're a terrible captain. I don't even know that. But you gotta tell me those soft skills stuff in the work experience and in the, educational experience, academic experience sections, through your projects. Like, I led a team of 500 people and we all did great, something like that. Again, I think this is really cheesy, personally. Tell me that you're creative by listing a time you were creative in your work experience. Tell me about a time where you had an ingenious solution to an engineering problem, and tell me how you solved it. I don't want you to tell me that you're creative. I want you to show me how you're creative, when you've been creative, and what that result was. Again, I'm gonna write it at the top. I don't love the bold. I was trying not to say anything for the whole time, but I really don't love the bold. You don't need to bold. Again, ooh, shoot. Sorry, I'm just going to do a little formatting. This needs to be lowercase. Value. It's a lot of capitalization for importance, which doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. the bold, I understand that they want like keywords to jump out, and I understand why they're doing it, but I don't know if it's working necessarily. I think it's just really distracting. So that's kind of what I suggest they do. I suggest this person, takes out the soft skill stuff, takes out the summary, and really elaborates on what they specifically did and how it impacted the results as a whole of the project, how how they worked with the team, what their contributions were, which they do say in some points, but not every point. And I think elaborating on the education projects would be huge, and that's a great use of space rather than activities section or like soft skills section. It's very obvious that a person trying to get a job in supply chain is going to use Six Sigma. So like you can integrate, if you're worried about those filters, you can integrate those words into your experience section and your bullet points. I don't think you really need to say them just outright, as in, core proficiencies section. So that's kind of all I've got for this one. Again, please let me know if you have any questions about what I did and why I did it in the comments below. If you agree, if you disagree, what I could do better to make these more helpful and better, please let me know. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching.